Hi everybody. This will probably be a short video, but I'm not sure because I've never done this before, what I'm about to do. In fact, I had to have my dad help me figure it out. But I'm making a pocket letter, and what I want is the image that I have on this other side to spread out to all 9 pockets to make it look like one big picture. And on my printer, I couldn't get the image big enough to fit where when I cut it up, it would all fit. So I'm going to have to put a mat on it. But I didn't want the mat to take over the picture. Okay, so the mat's going to kind of be a side thing. So my dad suggested, and this is what I'm trying, to flip the image over, center it, where'd we go? Too high. Okay, center it on the top and on the bottom and from side to side. And then make your marks. Well, I'm using some washi tape here just to hold the graphic that I want to use in place. Okay, and then I will do that. Then he said take a pencil and mark the line where, you know, the top and bottom end, or however that works. And what I'm doing is I'm marking it right there at the split, or the hole. Let's see if you can see that all right. Right there at the divider. Now, I'm really glad I saved this image on my computer, because if I mess it up, I can print it out again. And then, on top of that, okay, I need to, actually, let me do this. I need to mark the width of what's going to be the mat. Now, I can trim the mat down if I need to, so that's not a big issue. Oh, 1 second. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I had to take care of some business. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm lining this up so that this whole page, this piece that I'm using, will fill up any background, you know, that's not supposed to be there, so that each piece that I make will be 2.5 by 3.5. So I'm going to mark that right there. And I'm marking it right on the inside of where it's attached, because I don't want to have to remark it. Alright, I'm right there. And I can always trim it smaller, but I can't make it bigger after I cut it. So it's measure twice, cut once. Is that the phrase, Dad?
Yes.
Okay. Ah, booey. Okay, make sure I'm evened up here so I can get these measurements. I don't have to do it on all 4 sides, but okay, there we go. Now, before I show you the image, because I think this image is really awesome, and this is what my pocket letter for my pink poodle craft challenge is. So let me see. Okay, yeah, those I want directly on the line, but the outside, doesn't have to be. Okay. I think I'm messing up the figures here, but because this should be a little bit higher. So let me reposition this. Now when I flip it over, you'll obviously see the image, but I found, no, that's right. I found the image and I thought, how cool. Okay, yeah, it's going to have to go that way. Alrighty, and then I need my big paper cutter. I was working on painty papers today, so my newspaper is looking kind of sparkly. And no, I don't have to do the, ooh, shiny. Wait, where'd it go? Yeah. Shiny. And I need to turn it so I can see the marks. I like the Fiskars one, paper cutter, because they have a thin wire that will line up exactly where you need to cut, so you can get it right on the money. This one, you have to measure it with the groove. Just to make sure it gets cut where it's supposed to. Alright, now this one, where's my paper tape? Alright, so for this, I'm going to put that there. And since they're going to be 3 or 9 separate cards, I'm going to have to probably put a little piece of tape on each section, which is okay. Just to make sure they don't shift. Now, the object, I probably said it already, but I'm going to say it again. The object that I'm trying to accomplish here is that triptych effect I was telling you guys about in another video, where you have one image in 3 separate parts, but when you put them all together, you can see that it's one whole picture if you stand back. So, okay, so that's the scrap paste. Bye, Dad. Tell everybody I said hi. Did you get the DVDs? I just wanted to make sure you don't forget them like I do. Glad I reminded you. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to cut on this line. Now these will end up having a mat, at least the outside, both outside ones will have a mat. The center one will have a top and bottom mat, if any. I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't done this before, so please forgive me if I have to throw it in the garbage and start all over again. Okay. Now the fun part is going to be getting these back together because they're going to be all mixed up. So it was this way. Since I don't have marks on the middle, I'm going to... Ooh, it's going to be time for me to change my blade. That's getting ucky. Oh, where did you go? There it is. Now, I don't know how anybody else does it. There might be a special tool. I don't know. But for me, I use a toothbrush. All right, to clean out the groove in my paper cutters. You see, look at all that. Can you see that? No glare. Yeah, that's all those paper pieces right here that come out between, and it can wreak havoc on your blade, not give you a very clean cut. Although, like I said, I am due for another blade. I just don't want to pay $136, which is absolutely flippin' ridiculous for replacement blades for this Westcott titanium bonded whatever. I think I bought this thing for 29 bucks, and the replacement blades, because it comes with a cutter and a scorer, the set together, I found them like 70 some dollars, 130 some dollars. That's ridiculous. I even wrote them a letter and told them they were fools and they needed to fix it. Or I would tell everybody on my YouTube channel and everywhere else I can think of where they can take their titanium bonded BS and shove it up the wazoo. But, okay. Now comes the reveal. I've got my smaller one, so I can use that. I'll set that one down here. Okay, so where is my pocket letter page? There we go. It's right here. And you always want to make sure you're doing it the right way, because I would hate to have an upside down, backwards image. Okay, that's just, you know what? I really goofed, I think. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to have to print out another copy. So give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. I had to print out another copy so I could see how to reassemble it, because the colors are all pretty much the same. And I'm trying to, like I said, this is the first time I've ever had to do this. So obviously, I'm guessing this one goes, yes. Okay. So if I can get them in the right order. Okay, this one doesn't really need a backing. Alright, and then this one is her tail, which should go right here. Can you tell what I've got yet? So this one should go up top like this. Now see what happens when your printer or your cutter is, your blade's not sharp. You see that rough, ragged edge? Now sometimes, if you've got coordinations paper, that's the paper with the color on the inside as well as the outside. If it's really bad, for instance, let me turn this down just a little bit. If it's really bad, for instance, then I'll take a nail file, just very gently, and just kind of rough off those edges. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you get an idea, and that'll be covering that part anyway. So we'll put this one, because that's going to be meeting. We'll put her, okay, not funny. Should it be this one or this one? No, it'll be this one. Now, I am sure there's like totally way easier ways to do this than what I'm trying to attempt right now. But Okay. Alright, that goes right there. So here's some more of those. I'll trim those off as soon as I get my so-called puzzle put back together. Now I'm putting these on the inside. I'm not lining them up or making them, you know, evening them out on all sides because I want the center picture to just automatically run together. So, there we go. Oops. A little piece of washi there. So we'll put that there, that there, that there, and I have two more, obviously. I really hope this, okay, this is right here. Oh yeah. Alright, so we'll pull this off gently. And we will very carefully just tape that little bitty corner right there. And then this one is the last one for the middle. I saw this image and I thought, oh my gosh, I have got to do this image. And I wanted to do one that matched. You know, sometimes just trying to come up with the ideas of what you want to do and what kind of paper and stuff like that. It's, I don't know, to me sometimes it gets overwhelming. And I've got a lot of swaps going on and my own group and my own channel. Now see, look at those. When they're all put together, and they'll look better obviously in the thing, this is what you'll see. Minus the movie advertisements on the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? So this is the pocket letter that I'm going to do. Now, the fun thing is I know they're pretty much the same all the way across, but not top to bottom. So let's put the toothbrush back and the nail file. And Fiskars, for some reason, pardon the glare, doesn't need to be cleaned out hardly at all. I guess their groove is a little bit wider. I'm not sure. Maybe it's, I don't know. I'm no paper expert, so I have no idea. So we know the length has to be 3.5 inches. It's in a pocket letter. These are 2.5 by 3.5. Also the same dimensions as an artist trading card. So we're going to make sure this is 3.5, and I'm going to cut off the part that's not the image. See, and it's not much. It's just a little bitty sliver. But I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can make it clear. Do you see that little bitty line right there going up and down? See? That's that wire I was telling you about. You can line everything up on that, and it will automatically cut exactly where you want it. I'm really liking Fiskars better than Westcott more and more every day. Whoops. Okay, so we want that at 3.5. And we'll just cut that little piece off so it'll fit. Now we want to make sure this is 2.5. And it's a little bit tight. So we'll go ahead and we'll trim this little bit off, which also took care of that rough edge. Can you see that? Let me see. I don't know. I've got my camera set in a different spot, so now I'm trying to get used to it all over again. There it is. That rough edge. Using this one and trimming it down actually was an awesome idea. So before I do anything else, because I am a bonehead, I am going to set this aside for a second. And I will get out the back of what was left over. Oh, I hope I put this on right. And I'm going to use Elmer's Extreme. It's a glue stick. Oh, where's that picture? There it is. I gotta make sure I get the colors the right way. Which will be this way. Which means this is going to have to go on this bottom corner. To fit. Nope, I did it upside down. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, let's try this again. Bottom corner. There we go. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, the card part on this is done. And we will put it in here. Just like that. And it fits. See that? Now we'll do her. This is 2.5. Looks like I'm going to end up slicing off just a little bit of her. Let me glue her on. Hope it was okay I did that, because I probably messed it up if I didn't. Alright, now since this is the top and I want the images to stick together, I'm going to glue her to the bottom. Now we know, since we just measured it, that it's 2.5 inches wide. Now we have to check and see if it's 3.5 inches long. And we got a little bitty edge here that doesn't belong. So, we're going to trim that off and fit this right in here. Oh, let go. And there we go. Now we'll do this one. Pull that tape off. Ooh, I wish I knew where my card was. Well, that's okay. I'll get it in a minute. There it is. Okay. Remember, if you've watched my Mardi Gras videos, you'll see whenever you have extra tape left over that you have to pull off or, you know, trim or whatever, and you really don't want to throw it away, I keep an extra, like a 4x6 index card close by. It also works with, you know, cleaning off your stamp, you know, with the second and third images. But, okay, there's those. Wait a minute, where am I? Oh no! Is it this one? No, it's got to be this one. Yep, it's this one. Okay, where's my card? I'll put that right there. Anyways, when you get done with it, you know, it's going to look fairly cool. Me personally right now, I think it looks ugly. But I think when you work through the ugly, like Stacy over at Pink Poodle Crafts always says, work through the ugly and it'll come out beautiful. But this would still make a great background. Well, it's not a 4x6 index card. There's no lines, but it is one without the lines. So we'll set that aside and we will go to work on this one. We need to see, okay, that's not right. That's right. Unless I've got it upside down. Well, that's got to be right. Okay. Again, I'm going to glue it to the inside corner. Oops, there's another piece. Alright. So we will glue this, and if I am too far out of camera, let me know. Which, duh, you probably can't, since this is a recorded video, and you'd have to tell me after the fact, and then it would be too late. So, gee, my brain just had a total case of dumbass. Okay. Put that aside. We're going to glue this down on the bottom. Wait a minute. Isn't that supposed to have a... Oh, phooey. I figured it would have a what do you call it? A mat around it, like this side does, but it doesn't look like it's going to. And I put that on crooked. Okay. Now we'll make sure this is 2.5, give or take. And we'll make sure this says 3.5, which it does not. So we're going to cut that down. This is the piece. It goes right here. No, I'm gonna have to trim it. And I will trim the ugly side off. But just a hair. See, I didn't trim, but maybe, you know. Okay, something's wrong. That's because I glued it wrong way. Is it still there? Okay. See, this is a learning experience for me. First time I've ever done this. So when I screw up, you guys can laugh hysterically at me, point, say, ha ha ha, she licks windows and eats crayons. But no. Alright, again, I still am going to put this on the inner corner. There we go. Okay. And since it already fit, that, there we go. Now, can you see how those three fit now? Now, to do that to the middle. Let's see, 2.5. And that is off just a tidgy bit. This, let me see the picture, is this side. So if that is 2.5, it should be 1, 2, 3, and a little bit more than a half. So let's glue this one down, and then we'll test the 3.5 mark. I'm sure there is a better way, a much easier way than me fumbling through hoping I get the right measurements. But close is good enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. So this might work. Okay. Let's do it this way. There we go. Okay, so let's see. The 2.5 is good. What about the 3.5? That's a little off. Okay. Well, that fits right there. Yeah. Since we're not going to see that one anyway, I'm going to just glue the whole thing onto the back. So that way the color part will show up on the opposite side. Okay. Trying not to do this off camera. Like I said, I kind of refigured my setup and I'm getting used to it again. Or trying to get used to it. Not again, because this is the first time, but still. Alright, is that 3.5? No, it's not. 3.5. Okay. Well, that will have to be good enough, even though I had to take off. Whoops. I have to take off a smidgen to let it fit correctly. Even that's a tight fit. But it works. Okay, that one goes here. This one goes here. This one goes here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think I got it all mixed up. This one should be down here. This is the one that's supposed to go right here. Okay, so can you see brain cramp again? Yes, you may. I give you permission. Oh, see, that's why I missed off my mark. See that? Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to move this camera because the glare on this is way too bright. Okay. Right. Unless I'm upside down. I might be upside down. I don't know how that works, but I'll try. I'm sorry. And she's off. Running around the bend, trying to figure out where the heck her brains went. Let's go this route. No, because that way we can cut off that if we need to. And I apologize for talking to myself because I rarely ever talk back. And when I do, I never agree with myself. So why bother, right? Whoops. Didn't want to fold that. Stay. Okay. So let's see how this 2.5 mark looks. And it does. Okay, something's got to be wrong here. Okay, well, let me see. 2.5. Let's hope that fits. Yes, it does. Now let's go 3.5. Cut off the sliver here. Up. Let go. My little thing fell out. Alrighty then. This one goes here. I didn't think the other one looked right, but you know, hey, who's to say? Okay, so then these two are bottom ones. This is the other middle one. Okay, I've got another piece of washi. We'll put right here. Okay, now let's glue this one. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I'll probably get better if I keep trying it. Because I really like the finished effect. You know, the fact that it all looks like it's just one big puzzle piece. And to me, that is cool. Alrighty. Now we need to see if this is 2.5. And it is not, so there, we will trim. And is this 3.5? Nope, that's a little off. But I'm going to have to cut it from up here. Okay. I guess what I'm finding out is even if you have to trim a little bit off, your best bet would be to find an image that is very forgiving. I wouldn't want to, you know, find something that absolutely had to match every stinking line. Because unless, I mean, I don't know. I would not be able to do it, period. It would drive me absolutely insane. I would probably throw my cutting board, my cutting mat, my ink, my glues, my paper, everything to because of the frustration. Alrighty. Whoops. Okay, we need to make sure this is 2.5. Alright, we've got a little bit to cut there. And 3.5. Oh, we got a lot to cut there. Alright, so this one goes here. And the last one. There we go. Last one will go. I guess it'll have to go in the upper right hand corner. This is kind of fun though. Oops, stay. Okay. Yes, I talk to inanimate objects. My dad says the only way it works when you tell something to stay is if you copy Robin Williams from Mork and Mindy and you say stay and it says nanu nanu. Then you have to say that. So it's stay, nanu nanu. Don't ask me why, but my dad is a nut. I get it legitimately. I will tell you that. Okay, there we go. There's that. Oh, get out of the way. And let's check the 3.5 measurement. And of course we are off. And there goes my thingy again. That's the only thing I found wrong with Fiskars. Is that, I mean, they're very easy to replace the blades, and they're very easy to use, and a whole lot cheaper than some of the others. But where you put the blade in, the replacement blade, I don't know if you can see that. There's like a little opening right there where that'll just boink, pop right out. There's nothing clipping it in, nothing holding it, nothing. So if you've got it down here and then all of a sudden you wanted to do that, blink, there it goes. That's the only thing that I do not like about at least this one. I'm sure there are others that don't do that. But so far, that's the only one, the only complaint I have for Fiskars. I can't even tell. Am I still... Wait, where'd it go? There it is. Yep. I was going to say, I can't see my, there, I couldn't see if my record timer was still going or what. But, this is the original picture, minus the movie reference. Okay? You see that? Isn't that beautiful? Alright, and these are the pictures I used on my, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to change that because I did not get a glare like this before. Anyways, it all matches. And I'm very happy with that. And on that note, I'm going to let you go. I'll probably do a part 2 maybe in a little while where I embellish and decorate and things like that. But it's going to take a while for me to get my stuff together because my craft room is in 2 separate places in the house. And the other place, I'll be lucky to find my feet when I walk in. So on that note, thank you so very much for watching. And for learning with me if you didn't already know how to do this. Because I sure didn't. It looks like it would be easy, right? You know, yeah, just mat each piece. No, I didn't want to mat each piece because then there would be a split between both of these pictures. And I didn't want the split. I wanted them to, you know, to blend together. The only one that didn't look like it worked, there it is this one right here. It didn't quite meet up there. But it's not so noticeable that, you know, you can't kind of get away with it. So I think I did a decent job considering this is my first time trying to do this. Not the first time doing a pocket letter, mind you. Just the first one trying to make one image fit in all nine pockets like this. Okay, so I'm going to let you go. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend. And always remember, find humor in everything you do. It's there. Sometimes it's playing hide and seek, but there is definitely humor. I'll give you an instance. I was picking up my cousin's kids to babysit for them while their mom and dad were at work one morning, and I had this Ford Explorer. It was old anyway, and the weather had been so bad that most of the front yard was flooded when I went to pick them up. And so I ended up getting stuck in their front yard, probably about 60 yards from their front door, because they lived out in the country, or still do, but yep. And I mean, I had to call my husband. He was out on the road burying phone I don't remember if it was phone or if it was charter at that time. But anyway, he was burying cable, fiber optic cable, for one of the two. And I had to call him. So him and his partner drove out to where I was at. They had the hood up, and they were looking at it. And my daughter, my oldest daughter at the time, I think she was probably 14 or 15 years old, right? I was stuck in the mud. That's it. But they had the hood up because they wanted to make sure that I didn't, throw a rod or something when I was trying to get out of the mud, which I'm a lot smarter than that. But down south, men down south don't normally give women enough credit, in my opinion. So I'm just sitting there. My 14 or 15-year-old daughter comes around, and she's standing. There's like 4 guys, my husband, his partner, and 2 of his cousins, standing there with their arms on their hips like this and just staring at the engine. That's all they did. 10 minutes they stared at the engine. Didn't say a word. So my 14-year-old comes up. She puts her hands on her hips too. She looked at it, looked around, kind of looked at both sides of the engine, and she says, "Yep, you need oil." Now, mind you, she's looking at this. She never pulled a dipstick, never nothing. You need oil, you need transmission fluid, and blinker fluid. Yes, she said blinker fluid. Oh my gosh. We were all laughing so hard. Had I not been inside the truck, working the gas pedal, the brake, the whatever they were asking me to do at the time, I would have been sitting in the mud, peeing my pants, laughing so hard because she was so serious. We needed blinker fluid. Yes. So I've got 2 babies in the truck trying to fix this. My truck breaks down. So the point I'm making is, even though everything seemed so bleak at the time, because it was like 20 degrees outside, not quite 20, because obviously there was water, but it was enough to make mud, and it was really, really cold. I was worried about the babies I was watching. I was worried about my kids out front. I was worried about, the vehicle. How are we going to afford to pay for this? And then my daughter comes up and says, "Yes, we need blinker fluid." So 20 years later, I don't think about, what a horrible time that was. Obviously, the one thing I think about is her and her blinker fluid. That's finding humor, even in crappy situations. So I will leave you on that note, blinker fluid or not, and tell you, have a blessed day. God bless you. And always remember to find the humor in everything. Okay, you guys? Till next time. You guys have a great night.